Oh, guess who's live? It's your boy. It's me with my dudes in the chat. That's where it's at. My dudes in the chat. Hey, everybody, coming in hot today. It is 9 o'clock, which means it is game time, a late game time, a postponed start. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Sebastian, thank you for being here. What's up, my dude? Not too much on my end. Henrik, the struggle is real, but we made it. Thank you for being here. Whew. And if you are here and you're not in the chat, all you have to do is jump in the chat and we can talk. It's not a monologue. It's not me talking at you. It's me talking with you. Yeah, it's going to be fun. 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 Yeah, sorry guys, work called today, so I feel like it was time to try out a new time and just see what happened. 6 o'clock is a good time. I like 6 o'clock. It works for me, but let's see what 9 o'clock offers. Could be fun. Mats and I were actually shooting. So if Mats is here, I'm impressed that he made it here this early. It's early. We just got back. We were shooting at Polestar for an event. That was rad. Super fun watching Nikolai Shermer talk about what he does. He's a monster. Super talented. Ultra inspiring YouTuber at this point, right? Professional skier, professional YouTube dude. He's incredible. He's incredible. So that was fun. Mats is here. He made it. Edward is here. He has made it. We have taken the whole 6 o'clock crew, pushed them back 3 hours, and turn this into a nighttime, prime time session of editing enjoyment with the homies. With the homies. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not a homie yet, all you have to do is hit subscribe. If you're here and you're not in the chat yet, all you have to do is jump in the chat and we can talk. We can talk. I'm here to hear about your day. I want to hear about you. I want to help you with your problems while I sit here and edit some photos. Speaking of editing photos, today is a very unique day because all of the photos are vertical. Oh my gosh, he did it. Hype, Andreas is here. Olaf is here. Olaf jumped in and he called me kill. Olaf, thank you for being here. Andres, thank you for being here. The hype is real. It is 9 o'clock and I'm feeling pretty pumped. I've been productive all day. Let's go. Let's get in some editing. All right, Villas, you asked, you shall receive. Let's get in some editing. Martin's glad I can finally make it. 6 was too early. Dude, that's good to know, actually. Okay. Okay, I'm learning. We're learning YouTube. We're learning while we're doing. Maybe 9 o'clock's our new time. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Here we go. These photos. These are impromptu. They weren't... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. They weren't super planned. I was shooting with a client of mine, and it started snowing, and it snowed more, and it kept snowing. So I took the car out. I got a little sideways, and I remembered I also have my camera with me. So it's probably a good habit to keep shooting. So yeah, here we go. They're super quick. Not incredible, but yeah, good stuff. Henrik has a question already. Question for the boys. It's Cyber Monday, and I'm searching for a mouse to edit photos and video. Any recommendations? I use... Yeah, you're not going to be impressed by what I use. You know what it is. Good old Magic Mouse. Also, Magic Mouse and wireless keyboard. Why don't they make the small wireless keyboard in black? They only make the big one in black. I don't need the number pad. Why would I need that? I'm just wasting time. Sorry, guys. All right, so where are we going to start? Let's correct the lens profile. That's a good place to start. Price doesn't matter. Not a gamer, solely editing. Price doesn't matter. How expensive can a mouse be? So here's the question. I went pretty bright on these and pretty cold. So what if I were to do something a little bit different? Nah. Let's just edit it the way I posted it on Instagram. Let's go a little bit cold. See, if I'm going to go cold, I don't like it to feel purple at all. So I try to get rid of some of the magentas. I try to push the tint a little bit more towards green as well. I don't do it too much, and I don't like to do it here anymore. I don't know why. I just feel like when you move this slider too much green, it leaves behind certain parts, like the protector back here. Protector? What is that called? Does that have a name, Porsche people? I use the keyboard from Logitech as well because you can connect it to the 3 computers. How many computers are you using? I also like to add in the coldness later. I like to get rid of a lot of the purples and a lot of blues. And then you'll see, if you've been here before, you know exactly how this is gonna go. If you're new here, hang on tight because it's gonna get intense. Okay, I can't promise that. It's gonna be fun. There's some browns, I think, in like the leaves here. So let's see what happens when I do this. Not too much, actually. I think we might be good. We might be golden. Get rid of some of the greens. There's some greens in the trees that I don't think we need. I kind of want the photo to be monocolored. That's the phrase you would use. Monocolored? That's the word I'm looking for. All right, let's add some punch. So, just a bit of contrast, not too much. And to make up for not adding too much contrast, let's add some of the punch in the blacks instead. There we go. And you could play with the highlight, because when you move the contrast slider, it feels like it connects the highlights and the blacks a little bit too much. I don't want to commit to that. Speaking of not committing to punch, let's take down the clarity because it's snowing. We want it to be a little bit soft. The light's soft, so why shouldn't the photo be a little bit soft? If we get rid of some of the dehaze, we get a bit more punch, but a little bit more in the way that I want. So that's pretty close already. I don't have Photoshop open yet, and I am going to regret that decision. Look at all this. Monochrome, I believe the word is. Yes. Thank you, love. I see you're convinced no one reads the description. Maybe this convinces you. You're the first. Olav, you are the first. I've been sneaking dumb little jokes in the description for a while, and I'm surprised somebody reads it. Look at that Winter Wonderland. Is it Sognsvann? It is Sognsvann. Yeah, it is Sognsvann. It was awesome, and if it ever snows quite a lot, that may or may not be the first place I take my car. May or may not. Or may. Because it's a blast. I feel like, okay, so I know it's fun. I know it's fun. You know it's fun. We all know it's fun sliding a car around on the first snow, right? It's the greatest. Taking a car, getting sideways and playing around. But I feel like when you have a new car and it's just snowing, it is super productive to take the car out and actually try to get it sideways. I'm opening Photoshop. That's why I'm killing time right now. I feel like there's a lot to be learned from that. In the same way that we did slick driving when we were trying to get our license. I always try to like feel out the car. Where's the gripping point? Where is it going to lose it? And it's like really good to know. It's also a blast. Ski rack incoming? Yes, Sebastian, ski rack is incoming. It's not quite time yet. It's close. I'm going to hang on to that money for a few more days at least. Maybe it's a Christmas present to myself. But once I put the ski rack on, every day is going to be skis on the car. And yes, I'm not looking for suction cups. Henrik is right. I'm looking for something that connects to the rails on my car, which the car does have rails, which is pretty cool. Villa says, question for Kyle. How to get car clients as a photographer. Recently got my license and just want to take some shots of a cool car and get to drive them, of course. Shoot cars before, but just a passion. Dude, it depends on what level you're going for. If you just got your license and you're just sort of getting into the game of car photography, a good way to do it is first of all, accept the fact that you're not going to get the greatest cars of all time at first. Unfortunately, that's the truth of the matter. Lamborghini headquarters isn't going to come to you and say, here's the keys, go for it, unfortunately. So call your friends, call random people, show up to car meets, give people your card, just show up and shoot. I know I started quite a lot just on the street, like shooting cars that were just sitting on the side of the street. That's, if you know Oscar Baca, he's like one of the greatest car photographers of all time. He also started that same way. Just take your camera out at night and go see what you can find. You find some really cool stuff. Your mind will be blown if you sneak into like car garages. This is kind of a risky move, but I kind of want to soften up some of the side of the photo, and I feel like I should do it with a blue rather than just a white. Yeah, sneak into some like fancy garages in expensive parts of town and just hover and take some pictures. He is the GOAT. Oscar Baca is the GOAT. He's close to it, at least. I don't know many who are cleaner or more professional than he is. Super good guy. And fun fact about Oscar Baca, he has insane posture. And now that I think about that, it makes me feel guilty about mine. He does have insane posture. I don't know how. Okay, this did a pretty piss poor job at highlighting the car. Let's help it out a little bit to the point where it starts to do a piss poor job of that. And then we just want to exclude this from the flare because we want the car to pop a little bit more. And it looks like it's going to be hell. But let's start with that and just see what happens. We hold Alt and hit the mask. And there we go. Should be good. Now let's brush back in the spots that it forgot in the background. Keep the opacity at 100 and let's just, we don't have to be too precise. Let's just get it done. Not too precise at all, just good enough. There we go. That just pulls the car a little bit more from the background. I'm also gonna get rid of some of it from the ground here, just so it remains in the background, because remember, this is still the foreground, even though it's pretty far. Is he a master in the great power stance too? I don't think he's got, I think I've got that on him. I think I've got Oscar beat in the power stance. I need to start stretching more. Ski season's coming up. I gotta get limber, get my legs ready. Oscar Baca, note taken. Yes, yeah, sorry. I got on a tangent. I was talking about Oscar. Yeah, he's good. But I wouldn't aim too high. So here, I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. I just want to add a quick gradient here on the top to try to cover the sky. I'm not going to get fancy with the sky. Maybe it should be, did this music just get extremely loud? This playlist is a little funky. When I say don't aim too high, here, let me hit Command S to save it. I just want to save some of the sky. There we go. So we're saving. It's going to go back in the Lightroom. Yeah, when you're first starting to get into car photography, it's very tempting to shoot all the cars you've ever always wanted to shoot. So it's very, very tempting to walk into a dealership like a Porsche dealership or like super fancy car dealership and just say, hey, I'm a car photographer. This is what I do. I would love to shoot the cars. One, that's not going to work because they don't need more. They typically don't need more, especially if you're going to shoot it for free. They're not looking for that usually. And two, you don't really sort of like vibe with them. Oh my God, speaking of vibing, the music's loud. So what I would recommend, if you're going to introduce yourself to more influential people in the car industry and try to get work from them, people like dealerships or like the brands directly, create a rapport with them first, prove that you're a car guy and that you're interested in their brand and that you understand their brand. And then you can try to sort of sneak in the photography stuff. They want to be able to trust you first as a human. And then you can show off the reason they should trust you as a photographer. But they should have a reason to trust you as a photographer. It can hurt you in the long run if you're a little too cocky about how good you are, or if you believe a little bit too much in your skills too early. It sounds douchey. I'm sure you're great. I'm sure everybody in here is a great car photographer. I know that for a fact. But there is a lot of value lost in attempting to shoot a car for a new client and absolutely failing at it because they won't call you again. And that's immediately a bridge burned. And then you have a few years before you can come back to them and they won't remember you. You can restart the sales process. So shoot a lot. Go out, shoot a ton. Just go find people with cars, go to car meets. Car meets are a great way to find people who want their cars taken, and just try new stuff. And you'll get better and people will recognize it. And then when people start recognizing, there'll be some more weight to your name. And then suddenly companies are okay paying with you or paying for you. Mott says, I love the funky music. Yeah, dude, it's funky. It's just so loud. It got really, okay. I say this all the time. The music is louder for me than it is for you. I don't know why that is, but like I can barely hear myself over how funky this music is. Olaf says, I did that and got to shoot a little for 4 or 5 different dealerships. The trick is to frame it as a school project. That's interesting. Then you put yourself in a position of not weakness, but like you sort of like subside their expectations by saying, I'm a student. That's really interesting. Yeah, you create like a sense of vulnerability. You try to flatter them so they feel like they're doing something for you. They're helping. That's a good sales tactic, love. Henrik says, I will also state what type of branch in car photography are you seeking? Commercial or car culture? 2 different ball games as an example. That's very true. That's very true. There are a lot of guys who are shooting like stanced out cars in underground parking lots that really don't belong in the commercial car industry. And the same goes the other way. I'm not very good at shooting stanced out Subarus in a dark, dingy parking lot. But some people are looking for that. That's a style. And some people want that. So sort of understand your value. I mean, those guys are good at like editorial stuff, maybe more like social media, personal sales stuff. Whereas somebody like me would be a little bit more generic and more generally applicable for brands, if that makes sense. But then again, who am I to say I'm at all good enough to be a commercial car photographer? I will leave that up to you guys to decide. Would you guys, for like Instagram, I guess this is fine. Would you change the texture of parts of the photo? Because like if I put the texture up on the car pops a lot more and it's kind of nice, but the background has a different texture. I guess I wouldn't do that. I haven't thought about that. Dehaze? No. I'm gonna leave it where it is. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do to the car. The headlights are way overexposed. That might just be the way it is. I kind of want to bring the photo to a little bit colder, but I'm gonna try doing that through the curves. So let's do this. I don't want the highlights to be too cold unless we're specifically going for that, in which case I would grab this up here and push it this way, but that's not my style. I don't like flattening the highlights like that. And then let's go. So you can go to the greens to add more green. Oh, I think that becomes too green too quick. So what I typically do is go to the reds, because the alternative to red is more like teal. And there I'll push that a little bit down. Not much, just a little bit. Yeah, and then we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't feel like I'm qualified to answer that. I forget what the question was. Sorry, dude. Was that me talking about whether or not I'm good enough to shoot commercially? It's still a little bit too colored. I guess more of the commercial aspect, but haven't locked onto anything yet. Yeah, it takes time. You'll figure it out. you just keep shooting. I mean, that's the only advice anybody can ever give you is just keep shooting. Shoot more, shoot often, try shooting different stuff, and try pushing yourself. And things will happen. It will happen. You just need to keep going. Always. Speaking of keep going, I might have gone too far. I don't like detail down here. There's two options you can do with the ground to push focus up towards the car. The most common one is darkening. So take a linear gradient and just like, if you darken the foreground, then the viewer's eye sort of drifts towards the center here. But with a snowy photo, I feel like you can easily get rid of detail by lightening it and overexposing. Maybe not that much. I also don't like that it's straight. I'd rather be like at an angle that feels more natural to me. Almost like you're shooting through a snow pile or something. Something like that. So there we go. We have a photo. Let's look at the first one. It's coming. There it is. There's the before. And here's the after. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Simple. Clean. Trust the process. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, man, because the process sometimes is endless. So sometimes the process doesn't go anywhere, and sometimes it's just the way it is. Like maybe you're not cut out, or maybe your version of the process doesn't work, or so on and so forth. But if you start seeing, a really important thing to keep in mind is to value little successes. Little wins are so important. It's the same thing as running. If you're running a marathon, you don't celebrate only at the end. You look kilometer by kilometer, and every time you reach a new milestone, you feel a little bit better about checking that off the list and moving on to the next milestone. The same goes with the process. Every little part of the process is not an end, but is a milestone. It is something that you can like take and like celebrate. Something that you can really, really be proud of yourself for. So for example, the first time you get somebody to pay you to take photos, that's a big moment. Or the first time you raise your budget and you're confident enough to do that, that's a big moment. First time somebody publishes your photo, the first time somebody shares it, first time somebody requests photos. These are all important milestones. They don't feel like too much, but if you don't force yourself to acknowledge them and celebrate them, then they can just fall by the wayside, and then it becomes just another sort of empty part of a long process that's never going to have an ending. So really take your time. When you learn a new technique, celebrate it, be proud of yourself, share it, and then move on. Take it with you and get better. That's a long answer. It's a long answer. Okay, speaking of long photos, this one is tall. Yeah. Command E. We've done what we can in Photoshop or in Lightroom. Let's go to Photoshop. How would you propose celebrating a big milestone? Good question. Diamond rings and Bentleys. No. I don't know. You just like a little pat on the back. Just give yourself a little pep talk. Maybe buy yourself a slice of cake. Just enjoy it. Just remind yourself that the celebration is part of the process too. It's not all grind. It's not all struggle. Sometimes it's improvement, and you have to recognize that improvement for what it is. For example, this is, I've been streaming every Monday for like a week. No, a week. Every Monday for like a month now. Maybe a little bit over. And this is good. This is good. I'm proud of myself. It takes diligence. I put in the work. And look at this. Now I got you guys. We went from like one consecutive viewer, which was just Mats watching me while he edits, to like now we're at 10, 12. We've had about 20 plus views so far. Average view duration is 10 minutes. Like, this is good. This is good stuff. I'm super proud of this. It doesn't have to be a huge accomplishment. It just needs to be enough. And for that, I recognize that my efforts are paying off, and I'm super happy about that. And maybe I'll buy myself a Bentley and some diamond rings. Maybe that's how it goes. Okay. To add to the story on this, I kind of want to, because the headlight is warm, so I kind of want to bring out some of that warmth in the headlight. Let's do a weird brush. Let's get weird with it. By the way, I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood. But the computer is running better today. What happened? Mazda's still here. Okay, so one of those viewers is not progress. It's just, it's just here. Congrats, man. That's sick. I caught the previous stream and knew right away that I needed more of this vibe. Thank you, love. Dude, I'm so stoked you're here. I'm stoked to have you guys. It's so fun to, like, as photographers, we spend so much time staring at these screens alone, just doing the same thing over and over and expecting new results, but we never take the time to, like, share it. And it's been awesome. It's exactly what I want to do more of. So I'm stoked to be here. You know, let's take soft sunset. Let's try this. If you do get a Bentley, please park it so it crosses the line in the parking lot. Is that a Arnoff reference? I hear. He will not be pleased. I'm just going to get weird with it. I'm just going to push this around, but I don't want it to go above the headlight because that's not really how headlights work. They point straight. And then let's just see which one works. It might, I mean, screen probably works, but the problem with screen is that it's too orange. So maybe we messed up our coloring here. So let's push it more towards yellow. And let's try this again. We'll enter brush. Oops, please. Okay, we did it. And click here. Let's hit screen, see what happens. That's better. That feels a little bit more natural. Okay, so now we just make it work. Perspective, I'm gonna try to, perspective. It's probably like 3 people who understand that reference. Let's just warp it, make it weird. We're just playing around. That's what we're here for. Okay, so we have this. It's a little bit strange, a little bit goofy. Let's add a gradient. I want to sort of cut it off here because I want there to be direction to it. Oops. No, I did that right. Something like that, or is that too weird? That might be too weird. Let's also get rid of some of it. There we go. Just a little haze. We just wanted to sort of catch the snowflakes. Let's start from 0 and work our way up. Just want a little bit of a haze. Right about there. 65. And then here's something I also do sometimes when I'm shooting in the snow. If it's backlit, then the snow sometimes doesn't really pop. Kyle streams and ice cold beers. That's a great way to start the week. Dude, I have an ice cold beer in the fridge. Why did I not open it? What's wrong with me? Am I allowed to drink on stream? Am I allowed to? Is that a thing? Or do I have to be a responsible kid? Responsible little boy. Okay, so see how like this snowflake catches a little bit of the light and pops? Let's see if we can just add a few around. Let's get weird. Just a few. Let's go really soft down here. And a lot of them are really small. This is not gonna work. I can tell you right now. I'm full confidence this is not gonna work. Don't forget kids asleep, Henrik. You grown-ups. You grown-ups in your talk of kids and sleeping. Let's also add some, because snow falls, right? You can see some movement in the snow. So let's add a little bit of motion blur to that. Straight up and down, should be fine. Just a little bit, just to give you a hint of movement. Hot cocoa and Kyle stream over here. Dude, you got hot chocolate? Oh, awesome. I want hot chocolate. Soft light or screen? What do we think? Maybe screen? Let's go screen. I'm worried about adding too much screens on top of screens and then making it too obvious. It's already a little bit weird, isn't it? So without, with. It's not much, but I feel like it adds a little bit of inconsistency. You know what? I'm focused too much on it. Too much. Let's move on. God damn. I do this too often, don't I? Too often. Okay, let's, before we move on, let's just add a little bit of softness. There we go. Okay, cool. Then, once again, I'm going to add a bit of a gradient to the sky. There we go. Not much. I just want the sky to sort of have direction instead of just being all white. It's just, I don't know why, I just think it looks cleaner. And we save. We save and we go back to Lightroom. Back to the future. Woo! With cream. Hot chocolate has to have cream. What is a hot chocolate without whipped cream? Tell me, Henrik. Is that even an option? And you have to have a candy cane hanging off the edge into the hot chocolate. That's the move. The different templates of colors you have for editing, how do you make them? Yeah, so I have a couple different, let's see, I can explain that real quick. I have these libraries. For editing, I have all these, which I know are like going to work based on different situations. They're just things I like. Then I have perspective company colors that I've saved. I think it's this easy. So if I just draw like a black background, and then I take, let's see, what if you like this green? What if this green is like your favorite thing in the world? Look at that, beautiful green, makes nice polka dots, very, very pretty. So now I have it selected in here, right? You can come down to here and then add this foreground color, and there you go. Now you have it saved. It's not grouped, but you can put it in whatever group that you want. There you go. And if you don't like it, you can also rename it. We'll call it Viper Green. No affiliation with the Porsche color. There you go. Now it's there. It lives there forever. And if you like mine a lot, all you have to do is screenshot it, sample the color, and use it for yourself. As long as you give me 15% commission on all your sales using that color. It's that easy. It's that easy. That's how you make millions, kids. The royalties. Okay, what happens? I went a little bit of a different direction. But what happens if I copy paste this editing? Here, there we go. I'll hit Command C, copy that. 50% of 0, still 0. Yep, but at least I tried. And who knows? I believe in you. Maybe one day you'll be a monster $1 million per shoots photography champion of the world. Who knows? I kind of want the idea of direction in the lighting. So this might be weird, but let's just try it. Linear gradient. Let's darken it to hell. And let's just throw it up here. Oh, you know what? Kind of cool. This way it pushes you towards the element that I want you to look at, that being the headlight in the front of the car. I'm also going to subtract the car a little bit. $1 million per shoot is quite a stretch. Dude, you would be surprised. Not that I'm making $1 million per shoot, but you'd be surprised at some of the budgets out there. It can get weird. It gets real out there. And then let's also toy with the idea of adding some warmth to that headlight here. So let's use a radial. And let's go not only up in the temperature, but up in the tint as well. And let's just throw it over from the side and warm the front of the car. What happens there? Is that weird? A little bit. I think it reaches too much of the car. I liked it better without. Okay, let's call it there. I do want to add a bit more brightness to the bottom of the photo again. For that, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I miss my big water bottle. I shouldn't have broken that. Still haven't ordered a new one. Stupid of me because it's super easy. All I have to do is go to internet.com and order a water bottle. It's not that expensive either. I'm just dumb. Yeah, there we go. There's 2 photos. We got it. Okay, let's go to before and after. Let's take a look. So, here is the before. And then the after is here. Yeah, not a huge difference, just dramatic enough, kind of cool. A little bit fun, a little bit playful. We're learning as we go. And then on to the next one. Let's go on to a detail. We'll copy this. And we'll go to this badge photo. And we'll paste it. Oh my God, I drank too fast. It's a little bit dark. Let's brighten it. Thought I heard somebody back there. Carlo, Monday. Yes, Carlo, we're back. We are back. You are also back. Thank you very much, man. You were there for the Thursday debacle. And you're back for the Monday stream. You know what, Carlo? I really like Mondays at 9 o'clock. What do you guys think? Mondays at 9 o'clock? It's a nice way to sort of end the day. You just vibe out. Just chilling. How's it going, Carlo? It's going well, man. It's going well. Keep hearing noises behind me. Maybe it's the song. It is the song. God damn. I'm doing a really bad job at brushing this. I'm very sorry. What I could do is just object select it and hope for the best, but you know me. I don't want it to be simple. I want it to be brutal and slow, so you guys have to watch me die. Watch me die a little bit inside. Seems perfect. Yeah, maybe Mondays at 9 are the new times. I think 6 might be a little bit early. People don't have a chance to get home. Let's make these reds pop. Ooh, that's too much. That looks like red lipstick. Let's go a little bit less. We just want just a little bit. Not necessarily full Robert Smith, but somewhere just underneath that. There we go. And yeah, I mean, this photo looks pretty good as it is. I don't think it needs too much. Should we keep this one clean, or should we keep going in like the blue cold? I like it because the color is honest. Like, that's pretty much what GT Silver looks like. Let's just brighten up the edges to add some focus. And then we'll add one from the bottom, but we'll just keep it the same layer. There we go. There we go. Look at that. That's cool. I think that's way better than the original edit. Damn. I bit my lip like 10 times this week, and it's in so much pain. I think hour earlier would be perfect. Would you guys prefer 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? 8 o'clock is kind of weird because there's a chance dinner would overlap with it. In that sense, 8 o'clock can be pretty tough. Like, 8 o'clock is pretty valuable time for me. I got to spend it with a girlfriend. I got to just be home. I got to be present. I don't know. I like 9 o'clock because it's kind of like the last thing we do. Everybody goes to sleep happy. Hopefully. Okay. Let's do this. With kids, 9 p.m. is sweet. Okay. This is good to know. This is good to know. Shout out to my grown-up followers. Shout out to the adults in the chat. Thank you very much. Whoever is clapping. There we go. Why does this song sound familiar? What does this song sound like? Am I gonna get copyright stricken? What does this sound like? Oh my god. That sounds so familiar. Is it Nelly Furtado? All good things come to an end? Is that what that sounds like? Does somebody want to play that and confirm that? I'm going fucking crazy. Maybe 9 o'clock is maybe 9 o'clock is too late. I'm starting to hear Nelly Furtado. Oh Jesus. Alright, let's brush these back because this is pretty doo-doo. A little bit overexposed. Oh, I can't only hear Nelly Furtado now. What happened? I broke myself. I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head for like a month. No. Somebody tell me I'm wrong, please, so I don't have to think about that song for the next 30 days. I just want some more detail back in the headlights. Headlights? Taillights. Jesus Christ. With this, let's get a bit weird again. I thought the song was over. I was so excited. Do I have to mute you guys and then listen to that song? Just to make sure. Why am I so hooked on this? Why am I so hooked on this? This is so stupid. I'm too tired. I'm working too much. Save. Don't save. I'm taking a risk. Living life on the edge. Okay, I'm at least gonna open it in YouTube. Let's see. No, if I mute it, you guys can. Okay, I'm gonna open it in YouTube so I remember Nelly Furtado. I hate myself. Do you guys remember Nelly Furtado? Are you too young for that? She was awesome. Let's get weird with this one. Let's paint this blue. Let's go with that whole thing. We'll soft light. Look at that. Already pretty cool. I want the taillights to sort of affect the photo. So I'm going to add, first of all, it's raining. There's a lot of water. Or it's snowing. There's a lot of water. There might be water on the lens. Let's add some droplets. What's going on? The chat's quiet. Where'd you guys go? Are you running Pilot Alpine as winter tires? No, I have Pirelli Soto Zeros. I found them for half price used, and I was pretty stoked on the condition of the tires. They looked super healthy. The guy had only used them on his 997 Turbo for like a week before he realized it was probably a bad idea. Been doing an oil change while listening to you edit. How's that going? Oil change on what? So there you go. That's a place to start at least. And then let's maybe add like a red sort of glow. Let's take glow number 1 because it's just sort of a fat. Oops. And let's just make it wide. Oops. That's not what happened at all. And let's just have it affect a big part of the photo. Our turbo, of course. Look at me. Says the guy editing pictures of his. Ran to Roots Kogan with, don't make me say it. I'm not. You're not going to make me say it. I know I read everything, but not that. Now in October. Children's Cancer Society. That's as far as I'm going to go. How was it? How was Roots Kogan in October? Also, that's a wild, fun outing for that cause. For a children's cancer cause? That's incredible. Good for them. Doing wild stuff. I have yet to take my car on track at Roots Kogan. It's been to Roots Kogan, but it's not done any laps. I don't know if it will. Maybe if Roots Kogan has a winter day, then I'll go. That'd be fun. Have you ever done that? A snow day at Roots Kogan? Let's save it there. Let's not do too much more. I like the way it is. I think it's just enough storytelling to show that it's raining. And it adds some like glow to the lens. Maybe the lens is foggy. Maybe the lens has water on it. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. How we doing? We're slowing down. Let's get some momentum again. What's going on? Piss rain. But those kids had the most fun they've had in a long time. Incredibly good day with a lot of super appreciative kids. Who got to ride with you? Which kid got to ride with you? That's super rad. I feel like in a situation like that, I'd feel like I had to let a kid try to drive the car. I would for sure cry. So I would let some kid try to drive and try to sneak it past all the responsible adults. And I would crash and they would kick me out. And yeah, that'd be a problem. Sounds like a blast though. Sebastian driving is absolutely mad. Have you ridden with Sebastian? Sebastian, aren't you like parking lot champion of the world? Wasn't that a thing that you actually like won? In your, didn't you have a 996 with GT3 optics or something? I bet those kids had a blast. Yeah, I bet they did. That must have been wild. Yeah, somebody, who told me that? Somebody told me that when we were, remember when I had that impromptu, still have that AeroKit car. Yeah, somebody told me that when I had that impromptu photo workshop at, with those crazy lights in the rain. And at Snøhetta. That you were parking lots, cone swerving champion hero of the world. Of all people who swerved around cones, you were the fastest. Maybe not in the world. I might have made that part up. I don't like this song. There's some weird like ASMR. I'm not into that. This photo doesn't need to be too special. This one can just be simple. I just want the logo to pop. I'm not gonna like change the colors too much. I think that's a good place to leave it. Now I'm just gonna, same thing. I mean, if it's snowing, it's a little bit of haze maybe. You're referring to autocross. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, dude. Catch up. I said autocross, aka parking lot champion of the world. And am I not correct? Are you not indeed the parking lot champion of the world? The king of autocross? The cone captain, as it's known? It's funny, I can say whatever I want and nobody can correct me. I'm a god with a microphone. I can choose not to read what you write. Sounds like I'm really good at parking. No, you're really good at blasting through parking spots. Which makes you the champion of the world. Maybe you are really good at parking. I've seen you park, it's pretty good. Some good parking. Backwards, that was impressive. Cone captain. I like that. Sebastian, you might have a new nickname. I'm sorry, man. You are the cone captain. Sorry, dude. You've earned that title. That's a pretty good one, though. That's a great nickname. I like that. Cone captain of the world. Should this one be black and white? No. This is not the one. This is not the black and white one. Bloody fast cone captain. Check le captain. That's check le captain. That's as much Norwegian as you're gonna get out of me. I feel like I've stepped over the line. How did you become the cone captain, Sebastian? Tell us. Tell us the story. We're all sitting by the fireside in a semicircle around you. We want to hear the story of how the cone captain was born. What year was it? Set the scene with drama. Why is the... Oh my God. Uh-oh. Symptom of the 9 o'clock stream is the yawns. The yawn. Yawning like crazy these days. Working too hard. Right after this, I gotta send invoices. Let's just turn off the music. Until Sebastian explains the cone captain origin story. We're just gonna leave the music up. We're all waiting, Sebastian. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a story. All right, we have a story. Everybody, are you ready? Ulov, you got your hot chocolate? We're all in our pajamas. Allow me to tell you the tale. I will read it as dramatically as it deserves to be read. The tale of Sebastian, aka the cone captain. Are you ready? Here, let me do this. Let me go full screen. All right. Starts this way. Scene, curtains open. Sebastian Holst walks onto the stage. Soon to be known as the cone captain. He takes in a deep breath and he says, entered into autocross with the 996 R Turbo in 2020. The year of COVID, ladies and gentlemen, side note, the year of COVID, very dramatic times. Very dramatic times. The road was shut, but he was defiant. He was not going to let it stop him. He was destined for captain quality efforts in the year that is COVID 2019, aka 2020, the worst year of all time. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sebastian continues. Started winning in my class. Incredible story. Incredible story. Scene, curtains close. He holds the trophy high, and the crowd goes wild. There they are. Listen. Captain, 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 Cone Captain. Sebastian, incredible. 10 out of 10. What a story. My dude. It is seriously really impressive. I don't mean to be an asshole. It is seriously super impressive. I can't do that. I don't think many people here can do that. It's so fucking hard to drive that tight and that fast, especially in a car like like your monster 996 R Turbo with too much horsepower and rear engine. That is super impressive. Are you still doing it, Sebastian? Have you defended your title of Cone Captain? I wasted so much time telling that story. Oh, Lord. At least I amuse myself. One day someone is going to make a movie from that story. It's going to be a damn short movie. Maybe it's a reel. Maybe it's an Instagram reel. I think it works better as a play. I think it works better on stage. Sorry, Sebastian. Oh, my bad. I'm ruining it. I'm soiling the tale of the Cone Captain. I made it too dramatic. I made it too Hollywood, and it got actually absolutely shat on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. What is a genuinely great story turned into a nightmare of over-dramatization. It wouldn't be the first. I don't know what I'm doing here. You know what? I'm just like playing with things. Let's move this further here. I kind of wanted it to go further out of the screen, but it's not doing that. Oh, I'm just... Can you hear my head? Can you hear how tired it is? What happens if I talk in... What happens if I talk like this? Does it do anything? No, I'm going crazy. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. We got 3 minutes until we've hit an hour. You know, it's kind of a weird fun. It's kind of goofy, kind of fun. Let's keep it this way. Let's make it, let's just add some... Did I make it blue? I didn't make it very blue. Yeah, we gotta go hard. We gotta go hard or go home. And I'm already home, so there's only hard left to go. Whew. I think Sebastian left. I think our Cone Captain just gave up. Are these for Instagram? These are for practice. I don't know. They went up on Instagram. By the way, every photo that I edit on here is typically the second time I've edited it. Cone Captain is still here. This is good. Sebastian, I didn't lose you. Sorry, man. Oof. God damn. Incredible, though. What a story. Yeah, I typically edit these photos and use them for whatever I use them for, and then I come back to them for the stream, because editing for the first time on camera is always like kind of a tough thing to do. So yeah, this is me editing for the second time, just trying new things, just exploring. If you want to see the original ones, just check it out on Instagram. They're up there. Just adjusted the boost pressure on the turbos. Turbo skis, sorry. Turboskis, as it's pronounced in Canada. Would it be interesting seeing a stream where you edit something for the first time? I've tried that, and I promise you it's not interesting. It is very boring. The problem with me editing on stream for the first time is that I don't play around as much. I tend to have a real focus when I'm editing something for the first time, and I sort of know exactly what it's going to look like. But here on stream, I saw, uh-oh, message redacted. Sebastian, he got nervous. No more boost. Ah, okay. Yeah, I tend to just be focused and just go for it. And if I edit on stream, I lose that focus. So since I've edited these photos already, I sort of have a general idea of where I want them to be, how I want them to look. I just sort of like enter autopilot and cruise while I chat with you guys. And that typically makes for a more entertaining stream, at least in my opinion. Yeah. So, there you go. There you have the backstory. That's why I edit. Mots keeps begging me to edit. Should I do the black and white? Yeah, let's do a black and white. You know what? Screw it. We're here to win. See, I can do things like that. Whereas if I was editing for the first time, there'd be no, there's no chance I would do this in black and white. Just because black and white's not my thing. Also, I don't think it suits photos like this. So at least this way I get to like try it. And it's kind of cool that you guys get to be around when I'm experimenting. And I can't experiment when I'm editing for the first time. Let's do the same thing we were doing. Let's add some gradients to this. Try to push focus to the center. Seems reasonable. I appreciate that. Thank you for understanding. All right, cool. So there's that. And then there's one more photo, which we're just gonna do black and white again. Because I think 2 should at least have that theme. And that would be this one. I hit there. Okay, there's too bright. There we go. So some storytelling, some Carrera RS vibes. And then once again, let's add a gradient from the bottom to try to push focus. And there we go. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the photos. Let's go back. Let's go back in time. So, black and white, kind of nice, kind of fun. A little bit dirty car. Sorry about that. I gotta clean that thing like bad. I gotta find time to clean that thing. Here's the hero shot. A little bit colder. A little bit sharper maybe. Yeah, I'm not super happy with it. I think the original edit was better. Then we got this. It's nice to play with a little bit of light. Sort of create some storytelling. Show the direction the light takes to get out of the photo. Kind of cool. And then we got the badge. This is more clean. This is more like something I would send to a client. A little bit more grown up. I think this is the better version of the photo. I like this. It's bright, it's clean, it's focused. We got this, a little bit of storytelling, a little bit wet. You instantly get the idea that the snow is wet. It's not fluffy. It's not nice. It's kind of messy snow, and that's because of the glow. There's a little bit of fog on the lens, a little bit of light or water on the lens. And then we have the badge. Clean. Looks good. Simple. You got the headlight. And we've got the key. A little bit of details for the storytelling. Looks good. All right, here we go. Let's go full screen. Last call, ladies and gentlemen. Last call for comments. Last call for contributions. Woo! We did it. 9 o'clock on Mondays. Who would have thought? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's how this works from now on. Let's do it. You know what? I like 9 o'clock. I think this is good. I think 9 o'clock works really well. I think it's fun. It's nice being with you guys. It's nice and quiet. Sort of late night, winding down. Yeah, a chance just to chill. People are sort of wrapping things up. Sebastian thinks 9 is perfect. Yeah, I mean, Sebastian's out there changing oil. It's cool stuff. We got Olaf drinking hot chocolate, living the dream. Already looking forward to the next one. Pretty nice having this place to chill in the midst of exam chaos. Dude, that's what I'm here for. Glad you could be here. Thanks for the stream, buddy. I enjoyed the 9 p.m. stream. I enjoyed it too. I appreciate it a ton. I appreciate you guys infinitely. And yeah, I mean, I forgot to mention this, but we stream live here every Monday at 9 o'clock. So if you want to be a part of it, all you got to do is be here Mondays, 9 o'clock, or just subscribe and wait for the notification, and it'll let you know. Or follow me on Instagram. I usually post Sundays with the time and all that stuff. So that's it. Thank you, Mott. See you later. Thank you, guys. See you later. Go out there and keep shooting. Peace.